Hi guys, we're going to bleed the brakes today. I've already jacked the front up, put some wooden blocks underneath, and I've took the wheels off so we can do the front brakes, the front calipers, easy, and you can see it. I'll film the whole thing. You've got 3 bleed nipples on either side, and you've got 1 each bleed nipple on either back of one of the back wheels. So this is what I use. I use this Sealey pressurized system. This is a bleeding kit. As you can see there, Sealey, PSI up to 28, but when I use it, when I pressurize this, which I'll tell you about now, when I pressurize it, I just put it to 20. I just get it to 20 and keep it at that. And the way it works is, this cap replaces the cap that's on top of where you put your clutch fluid in and your brake fluid. It's the same thing. On automatics, it's the same one. So you only have one reservoir. Take your cap off, top it up with your dot 4. There you go, there's your dot 4. Make sure you top it up. Then this cap comes off. You can leave it on if you want, but it's like an airline. You pull it back and it comes off. Top your reservoir up. When you put this on, that'll go down into the fluid. Put it on, turn your cap. Tighten it all up nice and tight. Connect that up back in. And then you pump this. So basically you just pump that like that till you get 20 psi. That's what you do. And that's all ready to be done then. All you do, see, it looks dripping out now because I've started to pump it. And that's how it works. So basically, and then when you want to release the pressure, you do that and the fluid goes back down. So that's how it works. When you put the pressure in, that fluid is pushed up through there and it replaces the brake and clutch fluid that you're putting into that reservoir. So it's keeping it topped up. So when you go underneath and you undo the bleed nipples, this pumps the new fluid all the way through and pushes the bubbles out, the air that's in your pipes, and that's how you want it. It helps you do it so you can do all 3 of them. I think in a garage they don't probably use a glass bottle and a pipe. They'll just undo the bleed nipples, let it all spurt out, and then they'll wipe it all down. You can do it that way if you want, but I'm going to show you with a bit of hose going into a little glass bottle rather, and you'll see the bubbles going in. I'll set the video up so you can see it all. I'm just going to show you the whole process. How you want to do it is really up to you. Good bit of kit this. You can get these off Amazon. I ain't going to put a link in there. You can see the name, go and look for them. It is what it is. But I'm going to show you the whole process. We'll get the cameras on and we'll get it done. Okay? Cool. Okay. Just to recap here. On my vehicle, on our vehicles rather, this is the reservoir. So it's on the right hand side behind the steering wheel as you look at the vehicle. Okay? And the procedure is same on any vehicle really, depending on where your reservoir is. You do the furthest one first, your first bleed nipple on your rear. So on mine, looking at it from this direction, we're going to go to that rear wheel, which is that one on the back, which is the offside rear on this vehicle. Then we're going to go across and do the near side wheel. We're going to do that bleed nipple. Then we're going to bleed the diff lock. It's just about a foot away from it. You'll see it on the axle and I'll show you in the video in a bit. Then we're going to come back and we're going to go over this one, this wheel, and we're going to do these 3 bleed nipples. Okay, then we're going to come back over here and we're going to do these 3 bleed nipples. That's what we're going to do. Let's get out the shadow there. We're going to do those 3 bleed nipples, and in between doing each one of the wheels, make sure you keep an eye on your pressure in this. That's the key to it. Make sure it's on or thereabouts 20 psi, and there's always enough fluid in this. Okay, because keeping that correct fills your reservoir where your cap is at the top. Okay. very tiny little 7mm spanner does this, and it's fucking awkward, especially trying to film it. Yeah, there's your bubbles. Can you see the bubbles? Keep that going now till that stops. I've got plenty of brake fluid in the pressurised Sealey container, so I'm just going to let it run for a while. Can't see any more bubbles coming down the pipe. Yeah, it seems to have stopped, so let's tighten it up. Nice and tight, and that one's done. Let's get the bottle out of the way so it won't spill. And don't forget to wipe all this when you've done, guys. Go and get a cloth and wipe it all. You've only got a few drips, so there's some on the top of the axle, a bit around the brake pipe and that, and you might get a few drips on your tyres, so you've got to get that one out. So now we're going on the other side now, and the side rear we're going to do now. I'm going to hold this tub because I want you to see the bubbles. There's all your bubbles coming out. Let's just open it a bit more so you can see. Same again, we're just going to wait till all the bubbles are gone. And after this, we're going to do the bleed nipple on the axle at the top. And it's slowing down now. I think we're taking the time. Let's open the bleed nipple up a bit more, see if we can get a bit more flow. Yeah, now you can see the bubbles now coming down. I think we've stopped. Okay, we're going to go for that. I'll tighten it up. Tighten it as tight as you can, but don't get carried away, okay? Right, that's done. That one. Quite happy with that. See, with the Sealey, it's not like you've got a lot in the reservoir, so you can lie underneath and you can wait for all the bubbles to properly stop. Even when it's stopped, wait a bit longer. You've got plenty of fluid. Just keep it going till you know it's all been purged out. All them bubbles are gone. Let's get the pipe out. Okay, we're going to bleed.
The diff lock.
That's this thing. It's a different hose. This is a 11mm nut on this, you know, for the spanner, and it's got a bigger bleed nipple on the end. So I've had to put some different black hose on, but you'll be able to see the bubbles still coming out of this one. So I'm going to open it now, and we'll see what comes out. There you go. Same again, we're just going to keep this open till all these are out. Yeah, look at the different colour coming out there. You can see that, look. And the bubbles still. Try and keep your hose pointing down so you are getting the bubbles out, you're not getting a kink in it. That seems to have stopped. I'm happy with that. Okay, we're going to tighten this up, and I'm going to do the two front calipers. Okay, let's tighten that up. There you go. Hold the buckle, pull it off. Yeah, not one drip on that one. That was successful. So remember, that's an 11mm spanner that fits on that one. Okay, right, let's get going on the front. Be a bit easier to film that one, so let's get it done. Okay, I have a problem with this bleed nipple. It's not coming out, it's seized in. Don't want to round it too much, so I've sent off for a nut extractor set off Amazon. Hopefully it'll be here in a day or two and we can get this out and carry on. Are these them ones there? Alright, the one on the other side, that's fine, that's why you can see it a bit wet, but until it gets delivered I can't take that one out. They're alright on the other side, they're all fine. I've already bred the plates on the back, but this is a problem. Don't rush it, you don't want it snapping inside your caliper, otherwise you've got to take the whole caliper off, put it in the vise, fucking ass around. And you don't want to put too much heat, if you're going to use heat, on that nut, because the whole of this caliper acts as a heat sink. And you've got rubber seals in there, so you don't want to be knacking them up. So let's just see if we can get this out when that extractor set of nuts come. Okay, let's start that. And here they are, the nut set extractor set, that's what they called. Came this morning from Amazon. Socket on the back, and as you can see the round there, it's got these like shapes on the front of it with like a cutting head. So as you actually hammer that onto the nut, you get the right size, you put it on, and as you hammer it on, it turns and grabs hold of the nut, and hopefully it'll get this bleed nipple out. You know, I don't really want to start mauling doing anything else, taking the caliper off, but if that's what happens, that's what happens. But hopefully this will do the job, with a bit of luck anyway. Okay, let's try number 3 first, see if that works. Using a weighting mallet here to see if we can get it on. That doesn't seem to be fitting. Seems too loose, that one. Now we're going to try number 2. Okay, that seems better. What's going on? It's probably loosening the bleed nipple as well, hitting it with the hammer. No, that's not going on. Let's put an extension on. I sprayed this with WD-40 anyway to try and loosen it a bit. Look at that. How easy was that? Oh, I'm glad that's come out, you know. You know, you do jobs and then shit happens and things go pear-shaped on you like this one did. Luckily, I've got away with this. Got to nip to the shop now. Car shop on the corner. See if we can get a couple of these new brake bleed nipples. Should have them. He stocks loads of stuff. Yeah. At least we can move forward now and do the bleeding tomorrow on these two front calipers. Yeah, good result that. Okay, all pumped up. 20 psi. Let's see the bubbles. That one's done. Just get a cloth. Catch any drips. Don't put drips on if you don't need to. Get your finger on the end. Hold it up. Okay, bubbles are in there. Is that one done? Simple enough, wasn't it? The bubbles. Oh, that was simple, guys, wasn't it? What more could you ask? Give it all a wipe. Don't forget to wash it all down afterwards. And we're going to go on the other side. Right. I'll move all my gear over and we'll film the other side. Okay, now we're going to do the near side one, front caliper. Another one, simple enough. Let me get my cloth. There's the bubbles again. Simple enough. Just come round to the other side. And there's the last of the bubbles. I do like this sealer, makes life very easy. Saves you getting somebody to sit inside, pumping the pedals like we used to do in the old days. I know you can get an easy bleed, but I like this one. This is good. You know how long has that took me to do both sides, setting the camera up? 10 minutes? Not long. You got to make sure you wash everything down, even though I had a cloth there and everything. Make sure you wash all the shit off, you know. Doesn't do it any harm having a good clean afterwards. Some degreaser on it or whatever and wash it all down. You get the oil down these bleed nipples, so you know, make the effort, guys. Just make sure that's tight. Yeah, that's fine. It's a bit awkward, that one, with the camera there, but that's done. So I'm going to give all this a good washing down now. Some degreaser all over it, wash everything off, and then get my wheels on. And then we'll go for a drive. Check the brakes, as you do. Okay, lifted the camera up now, we're going to check the sealer. You see that? Just less than 20 psi. So all you do now, the reservoir's up to the mark where it should be. As you press that, and it releases all the pressure. See it all draining back down. Oh. Right, so we've released the pressure, the bubbles are stopped. What you do now, lift it off, and then you pump it a little bit more, and it'll take this up to the full mark, and that's what you want. This is the way I do it, watch. Watch it start going back in. There you go. Yeah, it's slow. It is what it is. I'm not in a race. I've not got to go and get another bottle or anything like that to fill it up. This is just going up nice and slow. If you're in a rush, then use a bottle, but you've already got it in a container. You've already got something to pour it in with, which is this straw. So that's the end of my brake fluid in the container. It's at the mark where I'm happy with. That's where you want it. take it off, and that's it. That's all there is to it. Put your cap back on. Job done. Get your cloth, give it all a wipe down, and that's it. You see? I'd fill it up to about there. So you've got plenty of fluid in there. It doesn't go off. It's in the tub. You might not touch it for another 2 years. But it's good in there, so you do what you want to do. But other than that, this is a great system. Would highly recommend it. Okay, just fitted my wheels, and I wanted to show you this at the end before I sign off on this video. Right, there's one of your bleed nipples on the outside of the caliper, and there's your other one. You know, it is doable to bleed them like this. Don't think you're going to get a bit of rubber hose on for the bleeding. It'll probably piss all over the place, but it is doable to bleed them. I just thought I'd show you at the end, and you had to wait till I put the wheel on to show you. It's not something I do, but that's entirely up to you. I just thought I'd show you at the end. Anyway guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.